I'm kind of confused because every time I go to a closing, you have a new exotic car. Right. And I asked them, I'm like, hey, what do you guys do? Energetic Exotics is all about lifestyle, whether it's jets or yachts or cars, whatever the case may be.
Most of my friends, my close friends, especially from my teens, that I still live into my 40s nowadays, started because of the car community. Everything about Street Dreamz is about positivity. Dream big. Don't ever dream small.
Welcome to the License and Registration Show. I'm your host, Mike Ryu. Today we are back at Energetic Exotics for their back-to-school drive. And today, first things off, we have...
How you doing, guys? My name is Art. I am one of the owners of Street Dreamz clothing company. We're a local clothing company, mainly addressing the car community.
Yep.
And some streetwear aspect of it, you know. But getting back to my culture, what is the car scene?
Kind of back to the roots.
Getting back to the roots, yeah. It's always you always go back to it. As a matter of fact, my next project is going back to the original roots.
Nice.
You know?
So you've been a car guy for a long time? Whole life?
Since 14 years old.
14.
Yeah.
So what kicked it off for you?
For me, was a poor kid in Miami. You know, my parents did not live paycheck to paycheck. They lived paycheck below a paycheck. Yeah. And I took the bus a lot. Mm-hmm. And when you take the bus, what you see? You see cars.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you're just looking at every car. You know, what is that? That's a Camry. That's this and that. So that's what started my love for it. You know? And independence. I always call it my first car, which is my 1990 Honda CRX. I call it my first official smile. Yeah. I cannot fake that smile. You know, it's like it was a freedom. You know, I bought it with my hard-earned money. You know, at 17, and did not know stick shift. It was manual, but hey, you're searching for that. You know?
You look for it, and plus, like growing up in Miami, like it's had a car culture for a long time.
Very long
so like
time.
we look at some, I think some of the other cities in the state, and they're starting to have a more mature car culture about them. But Miami, I always consider it's like the East Coast LA.
It has that vibe.
Like it has a history
vibe
to it.
Yeah,
it has the history.
Yeah, somehow these big corporations or the big car communities tend to flock. You know, even though you cannot really, per se, stretch the legs of your cars in Miami. I mean, everything is traffic, right? So unless you're out at 2 a.m. in the morning or something like that. But the car community is strong.
Yeah,
strong,
absolutely.
You know?
Now, friends growing up, family growing up, were they all kind of into cars, or how did you really kind of get into it?
Funny enough, right? So for me, it was an scapegoat, cars and comic books. Those were my scapegoats, and everything that was happening in the world, those were my scapegoats. My dad is not a car guy by any sense of the imagination. He believes that it's from point A to point B.
Yeah, transportation.
That's it. That's all it is. You put gas, tires, oil, you're good to go, But I've always been an artist at heart. So, my car was an expression of myself. When it came down to that, In high school, I used to park my car right in front of the high school. I used to get tickets almost every time, And what does a kid that doesn't have bills? I'll pay the ticket. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm getting the exposure.
I'm getting the exposure
of the looks
of the high school, looking at my cool car, But that was my exposure to it, just trying to be free, get on behind that wheel. Be on your own. It just teaches you so much, It teaches you responsibility. You're doing your, I was not lucky enough for my parents to pay for my insurance or anything like that. So
I'm with you there.
I had to learn all that, in a fast pace,
Now, did you come from a big family?
My close relatives, no. So I only have a sister and an older brother. Mm-hmm. My older brother lives in California, and obviously the car community there is strong. He is. If he had the luxuries, he'll be a car guy. Unfortunately, he has other responsibilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
so the car community, does that become an extension of your
100%. Most of my friends, my close friends, especially from my teens, that I still live into my 40s nowadays, started because of the car community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Car crews, things like that. To this day, I mean, those friends are still in my life.
That's awesome.
And I cherish that. And obviously I build new ones. as I go, you know?
Yeah.
And everything like that. But yeah, it's become like that.
Yeah, I'm in a similar, but so I'm an only child. So kind of growing up, the friends you end up picking through life, they kind of tend to be family. And so it was the same with me. As soon as I got into cars, you kind of had almost like an instant clique of friends. You kind of fell into different buckets of them. But yeah, same thing over time.
You have that mutual thing.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
You know, no matter whatever you're from, whatever, if you like a sports team, you're different, but you have that common understanding, which is the car community.
Yeah, and
know,
it kind of went from hanging out in parking lots to next thing you know, you're over at a friend's house, you're having a barbecue, you're all going on a trip together someplace, go cruising to another car show out of town.
I mean, some of the best memories I have is, you know, installing coilovers on somebody's car.
Yeah.
You know,
like 1 o'clock in the morning in the garage.
Drinking a couple of beers and just doing that, you know, that like time just goes by, you know. And I do miss those things.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you have a car that you had owned historically that you wish you still had today?
100%. Yeah, it's my first car, my Honda CRX.
CRX.
And that's probably going to be the next project.
A clean CRX today is a unicorn.
I just cannot see myself paying like 12 or 15 grand of what they're going for, you know, almost junkers, you know?
So my wife and I, we were at the grocery store, and we saw a bone stock 88, 89 CRX SI being driven by an old lady, but the car was just mint. Like
That's what I
everything
need.
about, like, it probably goes in the garage. She drives it on the weekends, run some errands, get some groceries, takes it home, but the thing was clean.
That's exactly what I need. My wife, we have in our current neighborhood, we have a CRX there. It's kind of done up, and I just hate it. It's just sitting there. I want to go knock on that person's door and say, "What do you want?" You know?
And you always get those, especially when you see one of those cars. You get one of those, and it's like, "Oh, I'm getting to it. I'm gonna do something to it." And I'm like, "But it's been sitting for 5 years. You haven't done anything with it yet. Like, make some money on it and let the car live."
I'll enjoy it. Trust me. You know, and I don't need that much power.
No.
You know?
Well, even like my MR2, just shy of 300 horsepower, but the car weighs nothing.
That's the thing.
It's turbocharged, mid-engine. At the time I bought it because it was the closest thing I could afford to a Ferrari 355 when I was 18.
That's very close. That's very close. I mean, they sell kids for that thing like that, you know?
So, yeah, but it's been with me through thick and thin. I went from driving a four-door sedan to driving the MR2. And that night, I instantly learned about snap oversteer and boost creep. So that was a whole new world to me. But yeah, still have it to this day, still in the garage.
Keep it.
Oh, it's not going
Keep
anywhere.
it, because there's only one car that I would technically keep. And if I get it back, it will be my CRX. I'd like to think myself like I'm a curator.
Yeah.
You know, just like you know, a museum will have, people will bring in their paintings, you know, that they keep in their personal collection, but they have it in the museum just for 2 years and then they get it back. I like to keep myself like that, but my CRX still holds a heart.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like, you think of like I'm the current owner of it, and obviously, you know, we all get older. Things happen.
Exactly.
You know, and it's just kind of like I'm just the current steward of the car.
That's what I like to think of
I'd
myself.
like to think that I'm maintaining something that, you know, I'm going to enjoy for a while, and hopefully, you know, again in the next life, whatever, someone else is going to enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I like. For me, it's also the climbing that mountain.
Yeah.
So you get a project, it's the build up to it.
Right.
You know, but once you get on top of that mountain, you're like, you know, you get to drive it.
Right.
But it's like you feel a void, like I want a next project, you know. So it's always that thing.
Well, and they say that about goals. You know, like the goal, you're like, oh, like, you know, people, you know, I want to lose a certain amount of weight. I want to be able to do this. I want to run like that. But it's the journey to get to the goal. Like, if you don't enjoy the journey,
for me is the journey.
Yeah. If you don't enjoy the journey, then that's the goal really isn't that special to you.
The journey is almost everything to me, because along the line you have naysayers, right?
Oh yeah.
Even your closest friends, you know, that they have their style, you know. You tell them like, oh, I'm gonna pick these wheels, these colors, or wrap, whatever you want to do, you know. And they're like, I don't know. Like, just wait. Just wait for the vision.
Yeah, just wait.
Just wait, you know. And once it comes out, it's like, where's the naysayers, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
that's the beauty thing about it too.
Yeah,
you know?
the MR2 is under the knife right now. It started off, it was just going to be some maintenance.
Okay.
And then I'm like, well, I have this off. Let me do that. I've been meaning to get to this. Let me get to that. And then, like,
don't let go of that car.
No. But now
so unique.
It's been about a year though since it's been on the street. It's starting to go back together. We've done a lot to it, and I've repaired a lot of the mistakes I made as an 18 and 19-year-old.
And it's gonna happen. I mean,
we laugh like I don't know how this car actually was running well, considering what I had done to it. So it should be good. I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of the times we got priorities.
Yeah.
And we tend to like, let me get the new wheels or let me get the new interior, but we have maintenance stuff to do and we forget about
all
it.
the in between. Yeah. Shiny parts are great.
They always win for some reason.
But you got to
right?
take care of what's on the truck or car already.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But the MR2, I mean, it's right now, if you try to replicate that car, any manufacturer,
the closest thing to it, and they don't make it anymore, was Lotus. So Lotus made.
But for that price point,
no, absolutely.
You can't even touch it. I mean, people are going goo goo gaga over the C8, rightly slow. It's a great car.
Yeah.
But we're still talking about $100,000 car.
Well, and that's the balance. Like we think about because guys our age now, we have the cars in the 80s and the 90s we grew up with. So those were the muscle cars to the generation before us. And so we laugh now when we sold our Jeep, because we were talking earlier, I told you we were Jeep people for a while, but we needed something to tow the car hauler. So we started looking at, half-ton pickups. And then she's like, hey, I think maybe a 3-row SUV, we could get the kids and the family in it. And we started looking around and a Toyota Sequoia, Tahoe, a Suburban, and I'm like, they're almost $100,000 now.
Everything's crazy prices.
And so I'm like, all right. So we started maybe we'll get an older Suburban, and then something popped up, and somebody mentioned the Excursion to us, and I'm like, I totally forgot about the Excursion. I mean, where else can I get a 3/4 ton, basically, turbo diesel, 3-row SUV?
That's the key right there.
They don't even make it
That's
anymore.
the key right there. The
and
turbo
plus,
diesel.
I can work on it. I can still find plenty of parts. They're cheap.
Galore.
Yeah, so it's not going to depreciate. I could turn around and sell it for exactly what I bought it for.
That is true.
So
many people are looking for that huge. You're solid there.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose out on that.
So you think about Bentleys, brand new one sitting right here at Energetic.
It's a beautiful car too.
That car will depreciate over the course of the next 2 or 3 years, probably more than we paid for our house.
That is true. No, and they depreciate so quick. I mean, just leaving off the dealer lot.
Yeah,
it's already 30%.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm a sucker for shiny things too, so I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna be high and mighty and say that. Hey, I'm beyond this stuff, So I do like my shiny stuff, but for me, analog always wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta feel it.
Yeah, my poster dream car, the Ferrari F40, completely analog. That's the poster car I grew up with.
As a designer, right, that I like to, amateur designer, let me say that, self-taught and everything like that. For some reason, that F40 is something about anything that's analog in that puppy is...
All the clinks, all the noises, everything. It's not overly managed by computers.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah.
So
besides it, what do you have the poster car or that unicorn that you were
thinking
unicorn
of? Is a 911.
911.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm currently, I want my project, but that's a project that is everything going to be hands-on with me.
Right.
But I am currently working on the 911.
That's awesome.
I got 2 show cars, fully show cars. One is a SEMA built. I got a 2016 Miata, all done up. Custom turbo, nothing bought. Even the wide body kit has some custom parts to it.
Nice.
It's next to my Miata, next to my CRX is the closest thing.
Yeah.
I could feel almost everything on the road.
So we used to do autocrossing, and I would always get smoked by a damn Miata.
Because they take you on the corners, they would take you, But it's the joy. You'll never see a Miata guy not smiling.
Oh, yeah. As much flack as Miata owners catch.
100%.
I get it.
I used to be one of those guys, right?
But I have to respect the platform. Absolutely.
That was a COVID build.
Oh,
right? I got it okay. It was already a little bit modified, camber, negative camber style.
Okay.
The guy the previous owner that had it, not my style. I like to do things right, so some of these negative static guys, man, some of these undercarriages are kind of roughed up.
You've got to be in it and like it, because otherwise that's really not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, so I had to fix some of those issues and then make it my own.
Yeah.
You know, and I went a little bit above and beyond for it, you know, but I love the car.
Is there anything that's really above and beyond? Or because if you like car guy through and through, the project's never done. There's always something.
It's always something. Like right now, I'm thinking of wrapping it right now, right? I'm an old school racing guy, you know, your old school liveries, like your golf liveries, your Martinis, your Marlboro, you know, those are huge. They're stamped in my brain from the 80s, you know? So I would like to do a vintage with a twist, a wrap on the car.
Absolutely do it. Yeah, because I grew up in Northeast Florida in Jacksonville, and we've got the Brumos, old Brumos Porsche. So they've got the Brumos, and it's very, you know, basically the Martini livery that Brumos has.
Classic.
Yeah, I mean, they're a historic race team.
Yeah, like Senna, you know, Senna's one of my biggest, you know, race car drivers that, you know, so all that 1980s, early 90s aspect, I flocked to it. You know, it's something that's buried in my head. You know, I couldn't do it as a kid, and as an adult, I could have some luxuries to do it, you know?
It's like, so, now I can.
Yeah, now I can do some of that, you know? But yeah, you know, a Porsche is probably in the books.
Sweet.
You know?
So switching gears, let's talk about, so obviously we had your partner and friend, Chris, on the show previously. I'd love to hear, like I said, about your half and your involvement, and tell us a little bit more about Street Dreamz.
Yeah, so, you know, Street Dreamz is exactly what it is. You know, once again, growing up with pretty much no money, it is a dream. Like I always tell anybody, it's kind of cliche to say, but I won. Like I won in life, you know. Now, my winning may not be your winning. You know, your winning may be some of these high-end, top-end cars. But growing up in the status that I grew up in, my current lifestyle is like way beyond anything I have, you know. So the name originated from that. You know, I did not live on the streets, but pretty much raised, you know, car community being there.
Yeah,
so for me, it's a dream, you know, and it's all about positivity. The brand is all about positive. You know, you gotta start someplace. And a lot of the times we say we're gonna do something. There's no better day to do something than today, than right now. You know, start right now. You know, so everything about Street Dreamz is about positivity. Dream big. Don't ever dream small. You know, everything is. We live in the United States of America. You know, regardless of what we have going on, we still live in the best country in the world.
There's still opportunity.
There's still
Absolutely
opportunity.
Still opportunity.
And there's opportunities out there if you want them. Everything is if you want it.
Right.
But
not saying it's going to be easy.
It's never going to be easy.
But the opportunity is there.
Things that are earned are always more. They always taste better than things that are given.
Right.
You know, so that's where the name comes from. Street Dreamz is all about positivity. You know, my partner Chris and I, you know, we're in the car community where we go to these shows regardless. You know, we come and support it. So we're like, hey, let's start something. Let's do something about it. You know, and support the community. Obviously, we have the Belmont Christmas show that we support for the Toys for Tots.
Yes.
You know, and that's a great. You know, I did a step back this year. I had a lot of things going on, but he's still strong on it. But it's great to give back to the community with that, and it's not all about profits and everything like that, you know. So that's where the name comes from. We try to do almost everything is positivity when it comes to it. You know, the kids, because without kids, this hobby that we like, it's gonna go away.
Right.
Because if brands don't have the next generation that's going to support them, us knuckleheads at 70 years old.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden we're the old guys in the parking lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not going to be enough to support these companies. You know?
Right.
So we need the kids to keep on supporting it. You know?
I love it. Yeah. Now you're involved obviously on the design side.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where do you find your inspiration for a lot of your designs?
They come to me. They just come. I don't like forcing things. I've never been one to force things. I always say, hey, you know, it could be as I'm just walking, driving, whatever the case may be, and the designs come to me. You know, like that kind of sense. You know, if I just stare at my computer and my drawing board, and I start, you know, I could come up with something. You know, something traditional.
You like it to be organic.
Yeah,
it just kind of happens.
Yeah. You know, like the easy stuff, obviously anything that's the wordplay aspect of it, you know, those are easy.
Yeah.
You know, but actual designing and coming out with flares and stuff like that, for me, it takes now, can I develop that? Probably.
Yeah.
You know, but.
Nice. No, I like it. No, I mean, I really liked, I mean, the conversation we had with Chris, and he was, giving us a little bit of the backstory about Street Dreamz, and I really, really liked the brand, and he was like, oh, you got to have art on next time around. So I'm like, absolutely.
I'm so passionate about this stuff. I'm a perfectionist at the heart, so everything I put into this is if I was going to buy it.
Yeah.
And once again, we could probably charge just a little bit more for it, but we're not in that. We're here to build a strong foundation in the community, and luckily enough, in the last year and a half, is going on a good route.
No, that's great to hear. No, I love hearing startups and new business owners that are growing, and they're actually seeing growth.
Yeah.
They're starting to get some traction, get some volume, things like that. So as we kind of wrap up, what's next for you guys in Street Dreamz? What's your goals in the next either year or two with it?
Well, our goals is to expand. So for the next year, it's probably keep going our path that we're going. But the next year after that is expansion. Trying to branch off of Tampa and go to some other shows out of here. The website.
Yep.
Do more social media content.
Content.
Content is key, I have my buddy, my fabricator, engineer, that we're probably going to start a podcast.
Sweet.
In a car community, talking about, I live this stuff. I'm sort of like a brainiac when it comes to the car stuff, So I have nonsense in my head. So me talking about car stuff, we could talk about the news. It's ZR1,
Right.
I know the specs on that
let's
puppy,
go.
like nonsense stuff that I should not know, I cannot afford the car, but I know the specs, So those are the stuff that we'll talk about.
Love it. No, that's great. No, I appreciate it, man. And again, thank you
guys
for
here,
taking the time out of your day.
Awesome.
I know you guys have a booth running.
Hey.
Chris is out there sweating. You're in here in the AC with us. So I think that was a great trade.
Well, thank you so much for having
And
us.
and obviously, let everybody. Where can we find Street Dreamz?
You can find Street Dreamz at streetdreamshops.com. Also, you can look us up on Instagram and Facebook at streetdreamsclothingcompany.com. And you can just shoot us a message, anything.
Absolutely. I love it. All right.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you,
for
man.
having me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And guys, we'll be right back after this break. And we're outside at Energetic Exotics at their back to school event. And now we are here with
Tony Bamonti.
Alicia Bamonti.
Thanks for coming out, guys. What'd you bring out today?
Brought our 2012 McLaren MP4.
Nice. Tell me, what do you love about it? Why'd you pick this car?
Well, hold this or you hold it?
Go right ahead.
Well, we took it out for a test drive with my son actually, and he fell in love with it. And we do a lot of charity stuff around the holidays. And what we do is we get a bunch of cars together, very, very like-minded. We load them up with gifts for kids. We sponsor anywhere from 12 to 15 a year and go out and deliver presents.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah.
So, with saying that, there's your present.
What? This is mine? You're joking.
Well, what really got me excited was we pulled up and she commented on how much she loved the color of the car.
She's not joking. This is mine.
And I wanted you to have one that you didn't have to ask, hey, can I go drive it?
You know.
So everybody out here knew because for the last 4 months, I've been building it for the last 4 months. Just for a little backstory, everybody here knew about it, but everybody knows how I can't keep a secret. So for me to spend almost 4 months with this secret in my back pocket I'm shaking because I actually get to talk about it. But last night, I don't ever stay late at work ever. I'm a 2 to 3 o'clock guy. I leave the office. Last night I was there till 7:30 finishing the brakes on it so Chris could bring it here this morning. And it's not completely done yet, but it's to the point that she can look at it and appreciate it and know what's behind it. So I really appreciate you letting us talk about it because it means a lot. Oh, whoa, no. One last thing. I want you to come back and take a look at the license plate real quick. Because the other day a license plate came to our house and she was asking me why we had a license plate come to the house. Her nickname is Sugar Cookie. It came out more like sugar cake, but it stands for sugar cookie. So, and it is registered, by the way.
And we're back outside at Energetic Exotics, and today we are here with
Brian from BMC Lights Pulz.
Awesome. Love the truck. Tell me what you brought out and tell me more about it.
Sure. It's a 2024 F-250 Super Duty. It sits on a 20-inch Elevate lift, 44-inch tires, 30-inch Fittipaldi wheels, custom top to bottom. So it's pretty unique.
I'm guessing it's probably still not done.
No, it's never done. Never done.
What's next in the plans?
Oh, well, we just finished up the radio. We're getting ready to gut the inside and do a full door-off speaker build, and then it's off to SEMA this year with it.
Fantastic. We had a little birdie tell us that you have a lighting company. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I own BMC Lights. I also own Pulse hitches. So we manufacture custom truck hitches. You'll be able to see them on the back. And then we also manufacture lighting brackets for 1500 series trucks and up.
Great. Love it. Where can people find out more about it?
BMClights.com or PulseHitches.com.
Awesome. Brian, thank you very much for your time, man.
Thank you.
And we're back at Energetic Exotics, inside, back in the AC, round number 2. We are with
Antwan, Shirley.
Thanks for taking the time out. I know you guys are running around today.
Yeah, it's been a very phenomenal event thus far. One of the biggest things and biggest components of this event is just community.
Right.
So honestly, we're all about cars. Everyone knows we're all about cars, whether someone's trying to rent or lease or whatever the case may be. But today was solely focused on the youth. We wanted to give back to the community. The community is our backbone, and without the community, we are nothing.
Love it.
That was just the biggest point of this whole event.
What was the inspiration for throwing a back-to-school drive?
In all honesty, for us, I want to say for the past few years now, we've always given back to the kids. Whether it's we support churches that have kids. We even supported a full-blown band that were in need of equipment, and we donated equipment. We donated fiat, if you want to say that as well.
Yeah.
We love to just give. We love to give, and that's just something that for us makes us feel whole. I think for a lot of individuals, especially being in the realm that we're in, you can drive these Lamborghinis and these Ferraris. You can kind of lose the concept of humanity.
Become a little jaded to it.
Yeah. You lose your compassion as an individual. And we just want to let people know that, hey, we're here, we're a resource, and you can reach out.
So let's talk a little bit about you.
Yes, let's do it.
Give me a little bit, the cliff notes of your background leading up to Energetic.
So I actually come from real estate. I am a real estate individual.
Okay.
I've been in real estate for the past 8 years. And funny story, Marlon and Jessica was actually my clients. That's how I met them.
Oh.
After selling them multiple different properties and land and all this good jazz, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of confused because every time I go to a closing, you have a new exotic car.
Right.
And I asked them, I'm like, hey, what do you guys do? I had a nice car. I'm doing very good for myself. I'm very frugal. My first 3-4 years of real estate, I saved up. So I had a nice nest egg and I had a great car, but I'm like, these guys are doing something way different. I mean, they're pulling up to closings in a Rolls Royce. Once I figured out what they did, I said, hey, I want to put all my chips into this basket, and I'm all in. This is a concept that I love, and my brand personally is all about lifestyle. Energetic Exotics is all about lifestyle, whether it's jets or yachts or cars, whatever the case may be. It just aligns with my core.
Gotcha.
And ever since then, I mean, we've been together for the past 3-4 years.
So what is your role with Energetic?
So I am a partner and the president of Energetic Exotics. I, hand in hand with Jessica and Marlon, run the day-to-day operations, building out our clients, and honestly just interacting with any and everyone I can interact with.
It's great. No, I love it. So let's talk about your brand, too. You said you're into the lifestyle type of brand.
100%.
Let's define for the people watching, what does lifestyle mean to you?
For me, my lifestyle specifically is houses. It's kind of like a 3-tier situation. Call it a pyramid, right?
Okay.
You have the houses, you have the cars, and you have just overall Florida, right? And when I say the experience, when I say Florida, anyone that thinks about Florida, they always think about the beach, the sun. It's just that overall experience, right? And I love those 3 tiers. So I am not born and raised specifically here in the state. But being here, I'm like, hey, I don't know any other state that I would ever want to live in. This is the state for lifestyle. So for me, those 3 tiers, it's cars, it's houses, because I come from real estate.
Yep.
I love houses, I love the cars, and I love being in the state of Florida.
So before getting to Energetic,
Yes.
before the lifestyle, before
Yes.
becoming a realtor, what inspired you to get into these types of positions?
In all honesty, I worked one job my whole entire life. I had dreams and aspirations of being a Lord knows what in college.
Yeah.
And I went for, I think, like 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I dropped out. I actually worked at Mercedes-Benz of Tampa. I think I was there for a few months. Still have some great friends and contacts over there. But I worked there for a few months, and I said, yeah, I don't think this works out for me. Soon as I left, I went to go get my real estate license, and I just never looked back.
Was that something, now was there a mentor, somebody that you met that encouraged you to get into real estate, or were you like, this is just the next logical step for me?
No. So I unenrolled from USF, and I enrolled into YouTube University.
I would dare to say probably one of the most powerful educational institutions out there.
Yes, honestly, I came across it by accident. This was not my first business, real estate specifically. My first business that I actually pursued and tried when I did drop out of college was actually social media marketing.
Okay.
I had a business partner. We did fairly well. He knew everything. I was just kind of there for the ride and trying to learn, and that wasn't really my passion. I did get the chance to understand social media, and I was able to leverage that once I did get into real estate.
Right.
But once I got into real estate and I understood, like, wow, I can build not only wealth, but I can build wealth for my children's children through real estate, that changed everything for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say? You have somebody, they're a freshman in college, you know, because they think that, you know, this is the path I need to go. You know, go to school, get good grades, go to
Yes.
college, get a degree, get a
Yes.
job, retire.
Yes.
You know, the de facto timeline for many. Somebody's in college right now, and they're really not not because they're not feeling anything,
Right.
but they're feeling this isn't the path for them.
Yes.
What do you say to somebody like that?
In all honesty, there's so many opportunities. We're in a ChatGPT AI world where you honestly can be the individual that just creates a AI bot for the cause of a business, and you can make passive income from that by selling that application to businesses. You can start a podcast because we are in a digital realm where you can actually get paid for podcasting. You can also go look into other digital formats that you can go ahead and take. There's too many opportunities. This isn't the yesteryear, as they call it, where our grandfathers and great-grandfathers, it was just go to the plant, do your 40 hours a week, and get your pension. There's other opportunities out there outside of just your traditional.
Yeah, I love to hear that, because I think we're kind of living in this gray area
Yes.
between two different styles of life, where we came from, like we just talked about, go to school, get grades, get a good job. You're used to the economy that's around you in the locality to wherever you may live. But now you can be anybody,
Yes.
anywhere. A one-person operation can outgun a 1,000-man operation.
Absolutely.
And it creates an infinite level of opportunity for anybody who's willing to take the chance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely phenomenal. Exactly what you said. I could be in Tijuana drinking a martini and running my business from my laptop and have my employees in the Philippines. It is 100% possible to do, and it's a proven model. Unfortunately, and I love school. I think individuals should go to school.
Yes. Yes,
definitely
yes.
go to school. Business and entrepreneurship is very risky. I do not condone anyone quitting and jumping into that. However, going the entrepreneur route it's worth it, 100%. And I would tell people, if that is a route you want to go down, just make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure that you have your ducks in a row as far as like, hey, this is my game plan. I kind of jumped into it head first without a real deal game plan, but
Right.
luckily 8 years later, I'm able to, I guess, see better days.
Yeah.
But definitely go to college. Definitely have a plan, and figure out exactly what you want to do to an extent. You're not going to know full blown like, hey, I want to do this, but
Yeah.
definitely figure that out.
Yeah, no, I get that, because I hear a lot of times, you're graduating high school. Like, oh, well, what do you want to do? I don't.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't have to have it figured out at 18.
Yeah.
You don't need to have it figured out at 22.
Yeah.
But take your time, find the pieces.
Yeah.
I think you need to have a foundation.
Yes.
Like you said, there's nothing wrong with school.
No.
It can teach you a lot still.
Foundation.
In between. But outside of that, if it's just not for you, don't go to school for just the sake of going to school.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to go and party. I mean,
True.
People
That's
do
true.
that.
That can be a goal. That can be a goal now. So switching gears back into Energetic, let's talk about when you started with them, where they were then, where they are now, and kind of some goals that you guys may have moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we originally met, I seen a lot of spaces within the business that I was like, hey, you know what? I can definitely add value here. When we first met, we did have a different facility. It wasn't obviously this grand facility that we're in now, but I did see a lot of things. I've seen, hey, there's other individuals that have cars that I know that I can definitely bring into our fleet. The contacts and resources of my contacts through the car dealership, I kept them. I still to this day reach out to them. And me being in real estate, as a realtor and just as a real estate investor, I know a lot of people. I go to so many networking events. I know everyone in this county. Everyone in this county. And it's phenomenal. I mean, I love it. I love the fact that I do have that Rolodex in my brain, actually, which is super cool. I just have all these different contacts stored, and I just kind of piece those puzzles together. I'm like, hey, you know what? We need this. I have this. Oh, we need that. I have that. And I just put everything together. When we first met, I seen the empty gaps. I'm like, you know what? I think I can fill these empty gaps. I know I can add value to you guys. They were able to add value to me as well, and we just honestly skyrocketed from there. I want to say since getting together 3-4 years ago, we've increased the fleet by like 30 to 50 cars.
So what is estimate, ballpark, what's the total fleet right now of cars?
I want to say we're roughly 80, 90.
Wow.
Roughly in that ballpark.
Sizable.
Yes. When we met, we were, I want to say roughly around like 30, 40 in that range. We've definitely increased.
What do you attribute the growth to? I mean, obviously that's sizable growth.
Yes. Well, when we first got together, there was no Instagram. There was no social media presence. I want to say that was kind of a factor. Myself being the younger of the group, that was kind of one of those factors that I kind of pushed in. Creating the Instagram, kind of piecing together those different people to push the Instagram, pushing us out into the community, because Marlon and Jessica, they originally just kind of wanted to be up under the map. They didn't want to bring too much awareness to the company. And they were like, hey, you know, we do great business right now. We get calls without even doing marketing. And I was like, well, what if we do marketing? Once we did the marketing, 10x. 10x. And we've just been ever so skyrocketing.
I love it. So talking about that's where you guys are now.
Yes.
Where are you guys thinking you're going?
You guys will see. We have something pretty crazy coming soon. I do not want to spoil that. However, I will say it's probably going to be a disruptor in this market.
That I can't wait to hear.
Yes.
So you guys do cars. What else do you do?
So we also do yachts. We do have yacht experiences as well as jets. That's one of the big things that we love to provide, is just that overall lifestyle experience. So it's cool to come to Florida and hop on a yacht, but that's it, right? You just get on the yacht and go back home? No, let's get you into a car, because you want the car to pull up to the yacht, right? And then there's a lot of people that fly in. Hey, let's get you a flight into Florida on a jet if you choose, and we can get you taken care of with that full experience. Not only that, but if you are interested, we also have housing. So if you wanted a nice luxury mansion on the water or whatever the case may be, we have the contacts that we can put you together there as well.
Great. No, that sounds like the complete door-to-door experience.
Yes, absolutely. We're very big on concierge.
So there are other rental companies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. What sets Energetic apart from them?
What we're doing today. Community. Not to say other individuals do not do events similar to this one, but we're very active in the community. So much so that we woke up at 4:30 this morning just to go into the news for 4 different segments.
I heard it was an early morning for you guys.
Yes, 4 different segments, because we wanted to bring awareness to the community that, hey, we understand we're in a very, very weird climate in the country. Money's tight, but we have the resources here at our facility. We want to go ahead and bring to you guys, hey, we have school supplies that you do not have to come and pay for, and we also have free haircuts, which typically nowadays a haircut can charge $30, $40. Yeah. If you have 3 kids, that's a lot of money that you have to spend out, and then you have to go get school supplies and clothes and shoes. It can be a headache, and I can understand that for families and or single parents.
Yeah, it adds up quickly. I mean,
Yes.
things are different right now.
Yes.
So yeah, anything that you guys can do, and it was great when Ralphie approached us about wanting to come back and do, and I'm like,
Yes.
absolutely, let's come, let's promote, let's
Ralphie's
do what
amazing.
we can.
He's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm thankful that you guys are doing that. There's a company like yours that's in the community doing things like that.
Yes, absolutely.
So talking about the rental experience, obviously it's a little bit different than pulling up to your traditional airport rental car.
Oh, of course.
So let's talk about what it really takes to rent a car, let's say, from Energetic.
One of the biggest situations we want to hyper-focus on is that we do not rent to individuals below the age of 21. However, from 21 to 24, we're only going to rent our cars similar to like our BMW M4 or our Corvette C8. We
your
call that our
first tier.
premium fleet. Any cars like your Lamborghinis or your Ferraris, you have to be minimum 25 years old. There's no if, ands, or buts. Another big thing is you have to have your own insurance, and or we sell insurance as well, which that's a big situation. A lot of individuals within the exotic car rental business do not sell insurance, so that kind of stands us out as well. So if you hypothetically had a lower tier policy from your insurance, that's not a problem. We can go ahead and bring you in and sell you our own personal insurance here for whatever vehicle we do have. But if you don't need it, you just need a 100, 300, 100 policy for your personal, which a lot of our clients do because they either have that specific model car or they're looking to upgrade their current model or whatever the case may be. So they'll have the insurance, but if you don't, we can go ahead and get you taken care of. Outside of that, you just make your deposit, which we always do a refundable deposit of $1,000, depending on the vehicle. Obviously, if you're getting into a Rolls-Royce Cullinan or a Phantom, it's going to be a little bit more.
Right.
But we make sure that we have all those boxes checked off. Once everything is good, we get your deposit, we get your payment, and we can deliver to your front door, or you can come pick up from Energetic.
I'll also ask because I know I see it pop up in rental car videos and posts all the time. Driving record, is that considered in a rental?
It absolutely is. If we do see any red flags, because we do check your license, if we do see any red flags, we will go ahead and stop that transaction. Specifically, what we're looking for is DUIs. If you do have DUIs, if it was something like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that, we may or may not go ahead and excuse it. Speeding tickets, I mean, honestly, now with this new law, you can probably get a speeding ticket for just driving 5 miles over, so that's a little tricky. But we do look into the background as well. We want to make sure and understand who we're renting to. We check your Facebook page. We do very, very extensive research.
I mean, obviously. I mean, they're not pulling out of the showroom in a Camry.
Oh, absolutely. 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 I mean, you'll be surprised. We rented to an individual before, and we actually looked him up on Facebook and seen him standing up on the car. So we had to go and actually grab the car, unfortunately.
Well, that's never fun.
Yes.
So let's talk about the persona, the person that typically that they may not be aware of Energetic, but this is the type of person that should take advantage of a service like Energetic.
I would say the individual that usually comes out of the woodworks, I'll say that, because we get a lot of calls from Canada and California. The individuals that look for us are people that are traveling into Florida, and they're specifically looking to get a similar or like vehicle similar to the one that they drive in whatever area that they come from. So for an example, we'll have someone that maybe drives a Gallardo, and they're like, hey, let's hop into this Huracan. It's not the same model, however, it's still a Lamborghini, and I love Lamborghini, and that's what I drive back home, so I would love to drive your guys's. Or you might have the individual that's like, hey, I'm looking to buy a McLaren. Can I go ahead and test drive with you guys for a few days? Which we actually get that a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of those. And it actually helps us out because now we're able to gauge, okay, this is what's in demand here in the market. People are looking for the McLarens. But specifically, is it the 570 or the 720? We get a lot of calls for that. Let's figure out what the market is looking for, and let's go ahead and cater to that market. We look for those specific type of individuals that are, I don't want to say only driving these cars, but someone that has interest in either getting one, whether it's their first exotic, and or upgrading, or just having a nice experience in general.
Absolutely. What markets does Energetic serve?
Oh man, we are in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, Naples, Orlando, Tampa. I might be missing one because we're in too many. We're in basically the whole state.
You guys have plans for growth outside of the state?
In all honesty, I will tell you this, we may end up opening a branch in Atlanta. I think that is actually something that we're looking to do.
I mean, that sounds like it would make sense.
Oh, absolutely. Not only that, we actually have a partner over in Houston who does a similar venture as we do, and we're actually going to be partnering up with them and doing some things that are going to be cool.
That's awesome. I can't wait to hear
Yes.
it. So, with that said, thank you very much for your time. Where can people find out more about you and Energetic?
Absolutely. You guys can go to Instagram. It's going to be Antwan_Shirley. That is ANTWAN_SHIRLEY. And then it's also going to be just Energetic Exotics on Instagram as well.
Awesome. And if anybody was interested in renting a car,
Yes.
yacht experience, jet experience, luxury home experience,
You just go to that website, energeticexotics.com.
love it. Antwan,
Awesome.
thank you very much
Thank
for
you
your
so
time,
much.
man.
Absolutely, guys.
And again, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, follow my man Antwan
Yes.
here. And if you need anything from him, hit him up. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.